It starts quietly, always quietly, like a whisper you almost ignore. You wake up one morning and something's just off. Same bed, same walls, same sunlight crawling through the blinds, but it all feels different. Not in a dramatic way, not like something exploded in your life. It's more subtle, like a song you used to love suddenly sounds out of tune, like your own reflection feels familiar but distant. And you can't quite name it, but you feel it deep in your chest, that strange, aching question. Wait, when did I stop recognizing myself? That's where it begins. The confusion, the quiet panic, that sacred, uneasy silence between who you were and who you're becoming. You try to shake it off, distract yourself, scroll, meet people, laugh louder, but deep down, something's moving, something's shifting, and it's not the world that changed, it's you. Most people panic when this happens. They think, I'm lost, I'm broken, I'm behind, but what if it's the opposite? What if that emptiness you feel isn't a void, but an invitation? An invitation to meet the next version of yourself, the one you've been running from because change feels like death. And in a way it is. It's the death of everything small, safe, and known. Carl Jung once said, there is no coming to consciousness without pain. People will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own soul. That restlessness you're feeling, it's not punishment, it's birth. Your old self is breaking open, your spirit is trying to breathe in a world you've outgrown. And that ache, that heaviness in your chest, that's your soul stretching. See, we've been told all our lives to chase comfort, to keep things predictable, controlled, neat. But life, real life, doesn't care about your comfort. It cares about your growth. And growth is chaos before it's clarity. So if everything around you feels like it's falling apart, maybe it's just falling into place. Maybe you're not losing yourself, you're shedding yourself. You're a tree in late autumn. The leaves that once gave you color and identity, your habits, your people, your goals, they're falling away, not because you failed, but because you've evolved. A tree doesn't mourn its leaves, it trusts the process. It lets go because deep inside it knows spring will come again. And maybe that's the same faith you need right now. Khalil Gibran once wrote, the pain you feel is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding. You're breaking the shell, and yeah, it hurts. It's messy. You'll have days where you feel like a stranger in your own skin, but that's okay. Every masterpiece looks chaotic in the middle of creation. We humans, we crave control. We want guarantees before we move. We want the next chapter explained before we close the current one. But that's not how transformation works. Transformation starts in the dark, before the plan, before the clarity. It begins when the old story stops fitting your soul, when everything familiar starts feeling too small. You're not failing, you're unfolding. You're not lost, you're being guided into something bigger. Nietzsche once said, you must have chaos within you to give birth to a dancing star. That chaos inside you, that confusion, that resistance, that what the hell is happening to me feeling, it's not your downfall, it's your beginning. The storm before the dawn, the ache before the awakening. You're standing in the sacred in between no longer and not yet. And it's the hardest place to be because the old you is gone, but the new you hasn't fully arrived. That's why it feels heavy. You're carrying versions of yourself that can't go with you anymore. You're grieving identities that once protected you, and it's okay to grieve them. Even the outdated version of you deserves a goodbye, but here's what most people never realize. What you're feeling right now, that restlessness, that strange sadness, that feeling of floating, it's divine. It's the universe rearranging itself inside you as God saying you've outgrown this level. Rumi said, don't grieve. Anything you lose comes round in another form. That version of you you're losing, you'll meet them again, but wiser, softer, more aligned with your truth. So don't rush this. Don't try to patch the silence with distractions. Sit with it, breathe through it. Let it teach you what the noise never could. Because what feels like the end of something is often the birth of something sacred. You are not falling apart, you are being rebuilt, and if no one told you this today, I'm proud of you for not forcing it, for not pretending you're okay when you're confused, for standing still long enough to feel the shift. That's courage, that's faith, that's growth. So maybe today, instead of saying I'm lost, you whisper, I'm becoming.